Meet Zoomlock, the 10-second flame-free refrigerant fitting from Parker. Reduce labor costs by 60% with no brazing, no flame, and no fire spotter. Discover how Zoomlock can help you be more efficient and productive. Visit Zoomlock.com for more information.
Those of us with dirty hands, blood stains intertwine, right away each morning to grind it out another time. The faces in the mirror, and not as young as they once were, but they're proud, they're proud.
Good morning, guys. I'm pulling away from the house here later than I normally do because it's been raining all morning. I've got 4 no cool calls so far, and I don't know that I'm going to be able to get them all done because it's raining. So we're just going to have to see what we can do. I'm going to try to catch the ones that are more critical. I got one here, a really good customer of mine. Her daughter just bought a house a couple months ago and the unit's freezing up. They called me late yesterday afternoon. I told them to turn it off and I'd be there this morning. And they have a home warranty, but my customer told her daughter not to mess with that and let me look at it. So that's what we're gonna do. And then I have that new account that I picked up that I talked about on the Cowboy channel, the one that gave me the 90 properties. She's got another house down. I really need to try to catch that one. So we'll see what we see. And we'll get done what we can get done, and I'll film what I can for you guys. All right, guys, well, stay tuned and let's see if we can have some fun today. All right, guys, we got us a Goodman here. If you take a listen, she's trying to turn over. Got a CKL 60 from 02. Let's see if she's gonna try again. It did it right before I cut the camera on. There it is. She don't want to turn over, so let's see what we got. All right, guys, we got a Subco 60 plus 5. You can see it's got a little bulge on it, and it's a rocker. We have the testo set up, so we're gonna go from, this is our Herm and our commons in the back here. I'm gonna try to do this with one hand. We have nothing, 0.10. Now we're going to go from common to fan, which will be the 2 blacks. And we have nothing, 0.3. Okay, so we're going to go get a 60.5 off the truck, and this unit should run. Alright, guys, I have my new jarred capacitor. Hey, Zach, look at there, jarred, buddy. We're going to test it out with the testo. Common to hermetic. We have 60. Common to fan. I'm not making a good connection. Hold on, guys. It's hard to do this with one hand. There we go. 5. All right. Let's pop her on there and see if she'll run. All right, guys. It's in place. Starting to rain on me. Moment of truth. Ah, she's alive. Slinging water all over me, but she's alive. Alright, guys, I'm getting rained on pretty good. I'm going to button this thing up. Hey, guys, I figured I'd add this to the video. Standing on a ladder here at a scudder hole. Came out here a couple days ago. The customer said it wasn't cooling. Got a 1989 Goodman slab coil right there that you see with a ICP gas furnace from around the 2010 area that we put in. He didn't want to update the air conditioning at the time, even though I recommended it because of the age. We called me out the other day. Unit wasn't cooling, found the start wire burn up on the compressor. Went ahead and remade the connection, but the compressor's making a loud, really, really loud noise. And he wasn't home, and he called me. He's like, hey man, it's cooling, but that thing is louder than it's ever been. And I told him, I said, yeah, I was waiting on you to call me when you got off work to tell you that, you need to update the air conditioning. We did the furnace, now it's time to do the coil and the condenser. I said, because your compressor's on the way out the door, and your coil up in the attic is from 1989, and he agreed. He said, okay, let's go ahead and get it done. So I thought I'd add this to the video. I just got done measuring up my transitions, and you got a transition here between the furnace and the coil, and then you got your supply plenum over here. I'm going to go back with a slab coil. That way I don't have to tear up this transition that I made, because my new ICP slab coil is going to be, it's damn near identical to this. It may be just a hair difference, but the transition and the supply plenum will actually be a little bigger than the plenum opening, so it'll work out just fine. I'm going to replace the drain pan, repipe the drain, put a SS2 float switch, and then there is a float switch in the pan, but it's in the back. And there's an emergency drain coming off the back. I'm going to rehook that up, and I'm going to put a new float switch. And now we're going to go outside and look at the condenser and see what we got to do there. All right, guys, here's the old Goodman that's going bye-bye. The model number tag is all wore off. And you're going to see some brand new electrical work here, because the disconnect used to sit way down here. You can see the old screw holes. Maybe you can see that right in there. But the reason that there's new electrical work is because, and I didn't do it, the electrician did. When I came about a month ago for his maintenance, I had no power going to the unit. So I checked in the disconnect. I had no power coming to the disconnect. So I made him call an electrician. Well, actually, I referred him to my electrician. My electrician came out here and said that the wire had been all tore up under the house that comes from the breaker to the disconnect. So they ran a new wire, put it in a conduit, and and instead of mounting the disconnect down low, they added more wire, a longer piece of wire, and put the disconnect up high like it belongs. So that's the good thing. I'm not going to have to do any whip work, any disconnect work. The disconnect's only a couple weeks old. The whip is brand new. The only thing they did is, instead of going all the way with the liquid tight flexible, they tied it into a PVC elbow, which is, which looks good and works fine. But I'll just take it off right here and then put this into my unit, so it'll work perfect. Oh, and they extended the thermostat wire with some, I guess that's cable wire. I guess that's all they had on the truck. But hey, at least they tried, right? But I'll cut it off right here and use some real thermostat wire to extend it. Not a big deal. Plus, I'm going to come away from the house with the unit a little bit, go more towards the fence, because he said he never really comes back here. But I'll leave him a little bit of room to pass. And then my valves will be in the corner right here, and you can see the suction line is down here, so is the liquid. So I'll just have to lift it up and go right into the unit. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, it's sitting on cinder blocks and all kind of stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cinder blocks off, because he likes it high like that, because when it rains real hard, it holds water back here. So I'm going to take the cinder blocks away. Now I may use that solid piece of concrete, lay my pad on top of that, and then I'm going to put it on legs. I call them risers. Some people call them legs. Some people call them pump ups. Whatever you want to call them, I'm going to put them on there. So I just thought I'd throw this in the video, since the beginning of this video was pretty short, just a capacitor change out. But yeah, that's kind of how I do an estimate, guys. I come over here and make my material list, and I'll be here tomorrow to change this out, and if I can get some film on it, I will. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all on the next one.